I'm not even gonna talk about robbing Raiklin on Owen's show. Don't get me started on that. Jeez, because the last time I talked about that kind of stuff, YouTube deleted my channel. Took it down. Oh man, most banned oatmeal in the world. They deleted over 10,000 videos of mine, so don't get me started on that. So I don't think I want to talk about that, but even though it's like, I really want to talk about what Ivan was talking about with Alex Jones today, earlier today, and with Owen too on the ballroom, the original ballroom. That's right. And I thought it was really interesting, but it's like, oh man, gotta even talk about that. Instead, I want to talk about something else that is pretty important too. Steven Crowder came out with a video talking about his beef with bad contracts from some companies out there, but he didn't say who. And now, earlier today, the Dailywire came out with a video that was almost an hour long talking about it and said, yeah, it was us. That's right. And so they were talking about that, and they were like, Steven Crowder, yo, I like you so much, but you jerk, right? You're not self-made. Other people created you, and they went on and on and on. So there's a little bit of some back and forth going on, and for those who don't know, it's like drama. It's a little bit confusing. They talked about that a little bit on Tim Pool, his show, Timcast, and I think it's interesting a little bit when you think about this. Some of it is a little bit self-explanatory when you're in a business negotiation, when you're trying to negotiate a contract. There's a little bit of a back and forth that's pretty expected. You would imagine that any adult would understand that when you're bartering for a deal, for a product, for a service, for a deal, for a contract, one side is going to go high, the other side is going to go low, and then you meet in the middle. It's like you meet in the middle. Everybody knows that, but it's very difficult sometimes. And then sometimes you get people like Kanye West coming out saying, yo, I'm getting screwed over by the Jews. Please don't delete this video because I said that. I don't know. Can I say that? But still, it's very, very, very devastating when you're screwed in life, when there's bullies, and it's like, it happens, and it's pretty bad. And I'm thinking about all this stuff. I feel like a lot of this stuff is not even needed to be said. I don't even know how to say it because, like, in my brain, I'm thinking about it, and I'm just thinking, well, you should already know this and this and that and that. These people and this stuff and all this stuff happens, and you know, like, sometimes you're in this situation where it's like you're gonna get stuck in a situation, like stuck in an even worse situation. Like Steven Crowder was putting out that it's not fair if you're taken off of YouTube, if you're demonetized, if you're banned. He was saying that in the contract it's going to penalize you, and conservatives are deleted, like me, for example. And it happens to small people like me. Like, who am I? Not a lot of people watch my videos. I mean, sometimes a few people might. A lot of times nobody watches the videos, and so it's like, if they're gonna go after somebody as small as me, Oatmeal Joey Arnold, on this day, this 19th day of January 2023, this Thursday morning, around midnight, here near Seattle, Joey Arnold VN, this guy, this nobody, this guy with, I care about what I do and I do what I do, but that doesn't mean that it's great, even if I think it's great, and god damn it, I do think it's pretty good, and I do think I try to get better at what I do, but that doesn't mean that it's great. But if they're gonna spend time trying to take me down, or maybe you disagree, but I believe if they're gonna spend time taking a small guy like me down, how much more are they gonna try to take down bigger people or other people in general? And they do. And that includes people like Alex Jones and Steven Crowder, and they even got rid of the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, and a whole lot of people, thousands of people, get punished and they get penalized. And how are you supposed to depend on a contract that's going to penalize you if advertisers don't like you, if social media don't like you? And they can turn on people in a second, and then they do, and they have already done it. They've already done it. They already turned their back on so many people. A video gets removed, a channel gets suspended, an account gets terminated. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. It happens all the freaking time. And so it's retarded to see the one of the CEOs of Dailywire come out and make this video about Steven Crowder and talk for almost an hour talking about Steven, talking about all this stuff. Now, Tim Pool, he was like saying it's understandable that in business this kind of stuff happens, and the Daily Wire is just trying to take care of themselves as a business and trying to protect themselves and make sure they're making money, because I mean that's how it works with free market capitalism and life in general, and because it's better than socialism, it's like that's how it works, and they're just trying to take care of their people, their staff, and you gotta make money, and you gotta invest, and you gotta have these contracts. And so Steven Crowder should, have the lawyers and negotiate and go back and forth to try to make a better deal. Tim Pool was saying he doesn't see any bad guys in all this, that Steven's like trying to take care of him, trying to take care of his people, all the people that work for him, and then Daily Wire's trying to take care of themselves as well, and that there's no bad guys. I say I'm not sure about that. I understand what you're saying. I agree that Steven Crowder can be independent, or try to be as independent as possible. I do really disagree strongly with Daily Wire when they said, "Hey, we help you so much, Mr. Steven Crowder. We're helping you so much, like you never had to worry about distributing your content." And it's like, oh, we can do it, or maybe the Blaze can do it. God damn it. You and your old, archaic, very old contracts. So archaic, so old, so outdated. It's like you're looking at the stuff, and the wording in the contract is off. It's like from the 90s, and it's like people don't have to rely on cable. They don't have to rely on a company like Dailywire or The Blaze. You can do it. And so my advice to new people or whoever, like, you can do it. Like I said, a good analogy for all of this is like apartments versus houses. And a lot of people can be like, I want to live in an apartment. I don't want to worry about this. I don't want to worry about taking care of a house and a yard and a garden and all that kind of stuff. So they live in a big city and now a smart city. Oh yeah, let's go live in a smart city. That's what they want. Agenda 2030. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. That's Bilderberg. You know, that's the thing that's happening this week. That's happening. Those people, the elite, come and they meet at Bilderberg. Bilderberg? What's it called? Davos. They meet at Davos in Switzerland, so they can figure out how to take care of us because we're like kids. They want us to not worry about this stuff. And people like Dailywire, it's the same thing. Like they go to people like Steven Crowder and say, we'll take care of everything. We'll take care of all the back end stuff. We'll distribute the stuff. You just do your show and then go back to your kids. Go back to your family and everything. And everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. And every once in a while, they'll say, oh, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't do this thing over here. Okay. The next day, they'll do it again and again. The next day and the next day and the next day. Once every day, once every week, and once every month. Every so often, they'll nudge you. And maybe they won't do it directly. Maybe it's like, it's because, you got to keep the revenue. Got to keep the advertiser. You got to make sure you don't get banned off YouTube, banned off Facebook, which I've been banned. Me. Many times. Going back more than 10 years, more than a decade. Oatmeal here. Most banned oatmeal in the world. Banned. Since 2010. Many times off so many ghetto social media websites. It worries me a bit, but I can laugh about it nowadays, but because it happened so many times. But still, over 10,000 videos, not even a third strike on YouTube. It's like you steal, you delete over 10,000 videos of mine. That's a lot of videos, and it's like it's terrible. But it's like imagine how many videos they stole from Alex Jones of InfoWars. It's like it's devastating. And it's scary, it's very scary, It's stupid, it's bad, and I'm scarred for life. Every time I make a video on YouTube, I'm like, don't say this word, don't say that word, don't think about this, don't think about that. Like maybe they can even read my thoughts as soon as I get my Elon Musk brain chip from Twitter. It's like, oh yeah. And oh man, Dave Landau has a good Black Mirror episode. It's great. Oh man, it's very funny. And it's like Black Mirror, Dark Mirror. It's like right there. It's like, oh, I'm talking to my Alexa, except it's called Pow. Oh, spoiler alert. It's like, oh, you said something discriminating. You said you like black olives, and you hate black olives. I hate black olives. You slow it down. It was a private phone conversation. But the Alexa thing is always listening. And so he slowed it down for the girl and said, look, listen, you think you said, I hate black olives, but what you really said was, I hate blacks. No, you're violating my privacy. No, you clicked I agree on the terms and service. Nobody reads that. And sometimes people don't read contracts. Especially like this is an example, and Steven Crowder is shining some light on it. And I think that's really good because you really want to have the best contract possible. And so you really got to be careful. And I know the other side's like, it's life, that's business. We gotta do this. It's very normal. Even on the Timcast, they might be saying stuff like, it's normal. But it's like, it's very dangerous. Be careful. And I'm not saying that's exactly all that they said on Timcast. I'm not trying to say that they're totally wrong. But I think that is a bit criminal. And I'll give you an example. A big example of this, like a big thing that I want to talk about right now regarding all this talk about censorship and having freedom in life and in a free market capitalism world kind of thing, or not the whole entire world, but it's like the ability to be your own person and all that kind of stuff is really good. So you really got to be careful with contracts and you gotta be really careful, which leads me to one of the biggest things I can say that's personal on my end relating to the Dailywire. Boys and girls, let me tell you a quick story. Once upon a time, back in July 2022, I uploaded a spoiler review video to my YouTube channel. It was a simple review video of a new movie starring Gina Carano, who you may know from Fast and Furious and Star Wars. Star Wars. What was the name of the Star Wars show? Not Boba Fett, the other guy. The Mandalorian. Not Boba Fett. The Mandalorian. Yeah. So, she was in a movie. Came out last year. 2022. I watched the video. I made a video about the movie called Terror on the Prairie, made by the Dailywire. The same people who has beef with Steven Crowder, who has beef with them. This whole video is all about Steven Crowder versus the Dailywire. Steven Crowder and the Dailywire. Let's get ready to rumble. I had beef with them too. And I talked about it on my blog and some videos. I made some videos about it. And remember, folks, hey folks, I'm nobody. I'm not no big Steven Crowder. And I'm not trying to say that I am. I would love to be a little bit bigger, as big as possible. The bigger the better. But at the moment, I'm not. And I can have the honesty in my heart to say to the world, I'm a nobody. Even though I think I'm somebody a little bit sometimes. Like, I kind of think I got some stuff. I think I may not be really good at what I do. And I may not look very good. You know what I'm saying? But I believe strongly in what I try to do. I've made a lot of videos over the years. Started making videos. Wow. Audio and video is a little bit better right now. So I've been making videos and stuff since 96, right before my 11th birthday. In Oregon. Is there a problem with the video? There is a problem with this video. The light keeps on going out and in. And why is that? It's because the OBS. God damn it, OBS. Hold on, let me try to fix this. And we're back, and apparently I broke the webcam. OBS. It's so retarded. This happens, and I still wanna get something better than OBS, even though OBS is the best thing I've ever seen so far want a hybrid of StreamYard and OBS, because it's like StreamYard is really good at going between different scenes, and going back and forth between. You wanna show your desktop, go through something on a web page, but then every once in a while you want to go back to the webcam or different webcams, and it's like you want to go back and forth, and all you want to do is press a button, and it's like that's StreamYard, but it's like it's on a web browser, and I want to be able to save it, not just stream it. And I want to download and save the video as I'm recording it live, like OBS does, onto the computer directly, not just like on a website, on the cloud. I think that would be better. Anyways, it's like I just wanted to say I'm a little person, and that's fine. I upload a video talking about this movie, and you know what happened? Not a big deal. Really, not a big deal, but what happened was Dailywire, they flagged my video for copyright. YouTube said okay. They take it down. Back in July 2022, they took it down. I appealed. I won. YouTube put it back on. After about 2 weeks or so, probably by August 2022, video back on. Now, a video very small. Small, like not a lot of views. I think at one point it had no views, or like originally. Probably still has no views. Well, actually, there's more to the story. Something that happened after that. After they restored my video by August of that year, last year, 2022. Very simple. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal in a way, but it doesn't really matter in a way. Like, not a lot of people saw it. Who cares? It didn't violate community guidelines. It didn't violate copyright. I showed a few screenshots, and I talked about it as I was going through the video, but I wasn't watching the video, which some people do, but I wasn't even doing that. It was fair use. It was transformative. All those nice words. All those nice words that Suzuki, whatever her name is, queen of all YouTube, loves to hear. That's right. I believe strongly I didn't violate any of that stuff, and YouTube agreed. And they said, well, if Dailywire doesn't take you to court or something and let you know how you violated the rules, I mean the copyright, then we'll just restore the video. And so they did it, because apparently Dailywire didn't respond, and most likely it was automated. The takedown, Dailywire probably had something that came in and contacted YouTube to have it removed, or it was probably automated or something, or maybe it was a staff that just flagged any videos that was like questionable or whatever. I don't know how they decided. Maybe there was some audio and video in the middle of my video, like just a little bit, like 3 seconds in the middle of like a 20-minute or 40-minute video that I did talking about the movie Terror on the Prairie, starring Gina, that's right, Gina Carano. Simple video, not a good video. Maybe good in my eyes, but could be better. I need to get better, I know that. Including this video, for example. I broke the video. I'm frozen because OBS a little crappy. crappy stuff. Maybe there's a lot of problems, other problems too. But before I lose you on the tech side of things, or the law side of things, I'm really nerdy. I'm white and nerdy. A Weird Al song. And I'm all into that kind of stuff. But before I lose you and all that, I'm just gonna say, hey, it's crazy. It's an effed up world. But it gets even worse for my story, which you probably already know. They restore my video. That's great. But then I get a second strike the next month. And then the month after that, in October, they suspend the channel. Joey Arnold 7 on YouTube. That was a third channel that was suspended off YouTube forever, permanently. That's right, not temporarily, but forever and ever and ever. Forever. Unless if they were to restore me someday, which they could do, and that would be good. Or at least send me my videos and the timestamps. Mostly just the timestamps is what I'm looking for those 3 channels. And they shouldn't have the right over this kind of stuff. Property, like intellectual property kind of thing. Like, it's crazy. Don't get me started on my crazy ideas on copyright and everything else. I can talk for days because I have strong opinions. But since when is that illegal? First Amendment. I can have some crazy ideas. I don't think I'm hurting anybody. But I say some stuff. And I shouldn't be fined trillions of dollars like Alex for having questions. And then you put words in my mouth and say you did bad thing. Like you say to me, you did bad thing because you said this, you said that, you asked question bad. 1984, George Orwell. We can't talk about things anymore. We don't talk anymore. Good song. There's a good song. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. That takes me back. Used to listen to that song in Vietnam when I was playing basketball in mostly 2014. The first few months of 2014, that era, there was a transition. Before I went to Mr. Ribs, it was after the pagoda thing. And interesting playing basketball with the Vietnamese and listening to that song. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. And relationships are really good, and you want to have a good relationship with your host. Like, for example, Steven Crowder and The Blaze or Dailywire. But that can be ruined. And so you want to maintain it in a relationship between you and your children, your lover, your parents, or even your boss or your staff. But if it's possible, you should try to be independent as much as possible. I'm a little bit better, and maybe I have every right to be a little better in my life because, I've been at it, making content for over 20, 30 years. It's been a long time in the making. And I confess I may not be really good, at least not all the time. I may not be at the top of my game. There may be a lot of rough edges. I may have a lot of problems with myself and with my stuff. I may need better things, a better computer, better software, a better microphone. You see the video, it's frozen. I got a lot of problems. I may not be really good at talking and everything else. I may say the wrong word. I may, the list goes on and on and on. But I go on, I do my thing. If people like it, they like it, then they can reward me or punish me. People can watch me or not. People can ignore me or not. They can pass it on or whatever they want to do, but it's like that's how things work, and it's really how things should work. And it's like that's how the cookie crumbles. I have a little bit of a beef, and I wanted to kind of air it out, and I still want to write some articles about the Dailywire, my beef with the Dailywire, with Ben Shapiro, and taking him down. I don't really want to take him down, but it's like I was a little offended, a little bit upset that they took down my video, a nothing video. It's like, who cares about Oatmeal's video? Who cares? But you go and you take the time to take it down manually. That's what YouTube said in the YouTube studio, that it was manually flagged. A video about terror on the prairie. Don't you want people to talk about it? It was fair use, and then YouTube agreed and said it was fair use. And so it's like, why is Dailywire sending fake flags out? What are you doing, guys? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's not good. So that's my beef. A little bit of beef with Dailywire. That's right. Oatmeal got beef with Dailywire. Oatmeal got beef with Ben Shapiro. And I hope the best. Really do hope the best for Glenn Beck of The Blaze. I hope the best. You know, I've heard that maybe he was going down the wrong path, especially when he was talking crap about Donald Trump. But then he changed his ways, for better or for worse. Why did he do that? I don't know. Same thing can be said about Ben. And who's been talking about both of them? InfoWars Alex Jones. So please don't delete this video like you did already. Like, you delete my videos, YouTube. So do I have to only upload to other websites? Maybe I will. Maybe I have to. But I try to keep everything YouTube friendly. Except the problem is, you never know what they're going to allow or not allow. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I can't even talk about Ivan Raiklin on Owen Shroyer, talking about that one day that I talked about in a video that got me a second strike back in September 2022. YouTube came out of nowhere, gave me a strike for a video I uploaded like a year or two ago. It took them, 2 years to finally flag my video for community guidelines, YouTube. And then you send me emails and say, my whole entire channel is so bad that you can't even specify which videos violate the rules. You give me 2 strikes, but not a 3rd strike? And then you suspend my channel, then you restore my channel, then you suspend it again, all within the same minute on a Tuesday in October. I wrote an article talking about that. I uploaded some videos talking about that. And what are you going to do about that? You ignore my emails, YouTube? You ignore my posts, my tweets on Twitter? YouTube? Why are you doing that? So I got beef with YouTube as well. That's right, I got beef with Ben Shapiro. I got beef with Roy Mack. I got beef with Mengel Hayes of Germany. I am German. I'm from German. I got beef with YouTube. I got beef with I don't know, like a lot of people sometimes, but it's not personal. Well, maybe sometimes it is personal, but what's a man gonna do? Making the world better. That's right. Ow. I'm the most banned oatmeal in the world. Doing what I can. And you're gonna do what you can do. Making the world greener, one oatmeal at a time. Ow, ow.